What's up, guys? This is Jesse and Luke from Dream Demon. Check us out on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, iTunes. Anywhere you consume music, we'll be there. And don't forget to subscribe to Papa G's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we're going. Back in your lives, in your ears, and in your face. Welcome to another episode of Papa G's house. We're back to interviews, baby. We're going to leave the small talk aside. We're going to get straight to the point. But first, before we do that, subscribe to Papa G's house. Check it out on all your audio streaming platforms. It's there. It's everywhere. Like, comment, share, subscribe. It does us a world of good. But without further ado, we've got some cool guests in the house tonight. We've got Luke Edwards and Jesse Kuhn of Dream Demon, of As Time Divides, as Treehouse Burning. Dudes, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much.
What's up, Gareth?
It's awesome to be here.
Yeah,
it's been a long time. I've had you both on the show before, but I've never had you both on the show together. It's going to be fun.
Now that we're a couple, now that's
absolutely.
That's what's happening.
Well, let's actually get straight into that. Guys, how has it been to acclimatize? I mean, I believe you guys have just become housemates and have moved in together.
Yeah, over the past few months. It's been interesting.
It has. No issues so far.
No, it's been cool. We're having a lot of fun, writing a lot of music, trying to stay as healthy as possible while also as unhealthy as possible. So,
yeah, we actually recovered is it 2 weeks ago now from COVID?
2-3 weeks ago,
yeah.
Oh, geez, you both had it, eh?
Both, yeah.
It was just it was a little gift that I had to give to him, like a housewarming thing. And then,
very delayed.
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention Art's in the house. What's up, Art? Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
The man running everything.
But Luke, this is the first time you've ventured out and got your own spot and all that.
This is my first place outside the parents' house, so That's been sick. Cool. It's been what's the word?
It's a learning experience.
Yeah, very much.
Rejuvenating. It's no.
Liberating.
Yes, that's the word. Dude, that's so awesome, man. And then obviously you guys are both creative. You both are in the production game. You both dig your mixing, mastering and all that. So I can imagine the downtime can be fairly productive.
100%. It's helped the whole process as well. Just being so close together, we can send each other stuff so quickly. He'll be working on something and then he just pops it in. We have a network drive and then he just pops it there and I've got it on my screen. So it saves a lot of hassle and we can collab just so much quicker.
Yeah, I always I recorded stuff with Luke, the first few Dream Demon songs, but it's such a process when it's sending things over a WhatsApp group and then stems and then coming to record and stuff. So just being in the same room 24/7, it's really helped with writing and, as you said, moving things over just network folders and whatever, and on the fly writing and engineering. So things have definitely picked up a few gears in terms of writing. And recording stuff, which is good. So,
but at the same time, if you're doing it at home and that's both your passion, I can imagine it to just be your evenings must be magical. Oh, you want some coffee? Yeah, sweet. What do you think of this beat?
It sounds shit. Start again.
Delete
everything. More compression.
The answer, more compression.
It's fine. If he tunes my beats, I tune his coffee. But his coffee is actually really good. So,
you cannot tune my coffee. You just can't.
What everybody does when they go and live with someone new, or if it's a new venture, they always get themselves some sort of coffee machine. Have you done that yet?
No.
Luke had everything already. He's quite a coffee.
So what are you plunger coffee guys, or are you instant coffee guys?
Jesse is an instant boy. I use the mocha pot. I can't go a day without it.
The mocha pot, that's the little thing that where the water the heat makes the water rise through it or go. The little silver thing, right? That you screw off halfway.
It's hundreds
but
of years
makes
old.
One cup of coffee, a espresso.
Yeah, that's it. You have to put work into the coffee. It's all about the efforts.
I've got 4 different sized mocha pots and they range in size and they make very varied cup sizes worth of coffee. So I've got everything I need.
What are your
All right.
thoughts on Nescafe Espresso, the Nescafe Gold Espresso, like the instant coffee jar? What is
The
your
capsules.
The dried
No.
coffee. No, the dried coffee, right? The freeze dried
I like
I'll
it.
take
granules.
No,
Better
no,
than
I'll
nothing.
find it. Hang on.
Nothing.
Okay, off he goes. But while he's finding that, but I also forget that he's actually not going to be on screen while we're doing this.
Oh, nice.
But
Awesome.
No, I'm talking about this
He's got
stuff.
it.
I'm
That
talking about
stuff's
this
yes,
good.
stuff.
yeah.
Good.
No,
The
that's
gold
cool.
is good, but the standard one is like, eh.
I
No, the
find,
standard
I mean,
one is ass.
listen.
But this one is really good. I like this one a lot. This
I
one.
find that like if you drink instant coffee like that, you have to cycle. You have to like do one like for a month and then try a different one because then like I don't know. I like acclimatized to coffee and then it's just like so I have to just
No, look, I
change
mean,
it up.
I was also brought up on instant, and sometimes I find the actual the ground coffee, like the filter coffee, too strong from time to time. And I can't have too much of it, otherwise I either shit myself or feel nauseous.
yeah, for sure.
Noob.
But yeah, off on the coffee thing, because I'm trying to not drink so much coffee because I'm an instant guy. So what's the point of drinking so much coffee if it's not going to be good coffee, if you know what I mean? So
100%.
I'm in that conundrum myself. But going back to the productivity between the two of you, I mean, also big news, you guys are signed with Out of Line Records. So let's get that out the way. How does that feel? I know, I mean, Lukey, I consider you like family, bro. You in my first band and all that kind of shit. What was that feeling when you first realized that, geez, you've got a shot at having that full band experience?
Dude, it was pretty surreal. Like, it didn't settle in until we actually signed, until we were like, okay, it's official. I didn't think it was really gonna completely happen, but yeah, it's opened a lot of doors for us. And yeah, it's nerve-wracking. Like initially when we were discussing it, I was really nervous because it means that there's a lot more on the line.
Mm-hmm.
But that's then I realized that like it's a good thing to have challenge and to have a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, obviously like a healthy amount, not like too much. And I think that Out of Line, they're awesome guys. They're very understanding with the whole situation being as it is. Touring is obviously something that's still to be discussed, I guess, depending on venues and where we're going to do it and that kind of thing. But yeah, they're very open with our creativity. Like they let us make the major decisions, but we still take their inputs and stuff. So
yeah, it's been a really cool experience for me. Obviously, like I've been doing this for a bit, but not as long as you guys have. So there's still a lot of things I'm like new at. And it's cool to be able to talk to a guy like Nicholas, he writes the music in Novelists. And so I love that band, and to be able to send him demos and have his inputs and have like someone who I consider like a way higher caliber songwriter than myself, just having input from someone like that is like really cool. And they've been super accommodating with us and not like too like putting too much pressure on us or whatever. So it's just been a very cool experience, and we're excited to see, where it goes and what happens with the album.
Yeah, but
I don't know if I'm allowed to say album, but yeah, the album.
yeah. Papa Jesus exclusive.
Yeah.
Post prod. But dude, that's so awesome. I mean, literally that must be so cool. But at the same time, JC, you say that you haven't done it as long, but I think maybe if you look at it in terms of reps and the reps that you've put in, work in terms of the production, playing guitar, finding what sounds work together, and then also on top of it, promoting it by making quirky, cool videos, very stylishly shot and all that to promote the music at the same time is pretty cool.
Yeah,
you have like that dual responsibility of because basically that's what it has to be in 2021. You don't, it's not only the music, you got to put this you got to make it visually appealing at the same time.
That's it. If you don't have like a team behind you, you have to kind of like be the team, and you have to just kind of figure out social media and graphics and video and all this kind of stuff. So it's like, it's a tricky thing. I just enjoy learning about things. So like because I was doing videography and like some graphic design stuff like that before, I just took it upon myself to like just learn as much as I could. and obviously like with Treehouse Burning, it was a massive like just learning experience and entering the scene and music and everything. It was really cool there. But I think it's just over time you compound that learning, you find out what works, what doesn't work. And I think I'm taking all of that stuff into Dream Demon, and it's cool to have guys like Luke and Joel and Dan. They're all like very seasoned at this kind of stuff. So they know things that like I don't know, and like, yeah, they know how to play their instruments probably a little bit better than I do.
Yeah, then going, and then on Luke's side, dude, you obviously you guys all worked together in terms of production. You guys worked on what song was it that you guys worked on first? Just in terms of you on production.
That would be Red Flags.
So that was the very first. No, the first one was Dusk, right?
Yeah, but that was just kind of like when Dream Demon was like an idea. See, for me, like there was a period of time where Treehouse Burning wasn't releasing music because we were like just recording and like writing stuff. And I got this itch of like, I need to just release something. I need to like release creative energy into the world. And so that was just a random song, the first iteration of Dream Demon. And I didn't think too much of it. But I got to talking to Joel, and, we decided after writing Red Flags, it's like, why don't we just take this project? I've got a logo, I've got a name, let's just rebrand it a bit, give it a new, kind of sound. And then that's when Luke came on board, and it just kind of made sense from there to like, just do it, just go for it, see what happens.
For sure. And it's quite interesting, Luke, because you took on the role of backing vocalist and bass player in As Time Divides, and it's quite interesting that you've filled that exact same slot in Dream Demon.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because
it works.
It works. To be honest, I guess vocals were always my main like instruments. But then I sort of started picking up bass after joining As Time Divides, not before, after, because like Glenn from As Time Divides, he asked me if I know anyone who plays bass, and I just owned a bass because I needed one for the studio, my home studio at the time. So then I just kind of started learning bass after joining them, really. And then Dream Demon, they approached me, well, Jesse did, and then he asked if I wanted to like work on the stuff for mixing. And then they eventually kind of nagged me to join because they were like, yeah, you're basically one of the band members anyway.
Yeah. It's like when you're in the WhatsApp group, it's like you're in the WhatsApp group now. That's it.
It's official now, boys. It's official. Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, it's about finding people with the passion and the strengths and everything that you want in a collaboration, basically. So I mean I could have seen it coming before it even happened, basically. I mean, you guys all roll in the same circles. I mean, you guys are both from the same area, basically, from young, right?
Yeah,
and that's the one thing, is like, why is Table View keeping the scene alive?
Yeah, what's wrong with us keeping the scene alive?
No, but I'm only joking. But it's just funny. I mean, it's like you guys, I mean, that's who I met as soon as I started looking at finding musicians to assist me in getting Atlantic South together via Gumtree. I mean, Luke, we if you guys want to hear that whole conversation, go check out my solo interview with Luke, because we covered that whole
solo.
Yeah, I mean, finding everybody via Gumtree, but everybody was from Table View. It's like, is Gumtree only Table View? It was crazy, but it seemed like everybody who enjoyed heavier music like metalcore, thrash, and it was like Table View, and the Hammer the Masses, all that shit happened at what was that?
Leiron van Niekerk.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Crazy. And then here you guys are years later. I mean, I was going to say that you got in introducing you these young men, but if you look at it in the scene terms, I mean, what is the average age in the scene? Do you even know? I mean, the last 18 months have been, is there a scene?
I think it ranges, because we have some guys that are like O'Bullies, like they've been playing for like a long time. And then you have us, well, I want to say us young dudes, but we're not getting so young anymore.
No,
Well, that's that's my point. Like, what is young in terms of the scene? I mean, like Luke, when I first met you, we started the band, and you were like, what, 21?
I was a baby. No, wasn't I like 19 or something?
I don't know.
90, what?
I think I was. Yeah, I don't know if I was in the 20s yet.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that's interesting. But I mean,
What
that's
year was it? Do you remember even?
2015.
15.
No, it was before that. Yeah,
Was it 2014?
2013.
Whoa.
because
Yeah.
Riptide was released in
2013. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
8 years ago. So, yeah, I was 20.
Jeepers.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
That is pretty
But
crazy.
that was young, you know. So you've got some reps in you, brother.
Yeah, it's funny when you look back on stuff and it makes you realize how old you are. But
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, how exciting is it that you guys got this record deal? You know, that's another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is the timing. How fucking terrible was the timing in terms of getting a record deal and then coronavirus, and here we are right now. But they seem like the type that are ride or dies, and everybody's going to ride it out together and all that shit.
You know what's cool about, I guess, having the world kind of like frozen a little bit right now is that it gives us time to plan the next steps, to write a lot of music, to get the ducks in a row, and then, you know, once everything starts happening, it'll happen, you know, nicely because we've gotten our ducks in a row. So it's like, yeah, I think if it had happened while everything was still open and we were playing shows, I mean, like I would still be like playing a lot of shows with Treehouse Burning, so my time would have been like, I wouldn't have had as much time just being at home just to write and like hone in on a sound. So the way that it happened was probably beneficial for us, even though like it's annoying to not be able to like get on a stage with Dream Demon and, you know, like do that kind of thing. I think when we eventually do play shows and, you know, as new music starts coming out, it's going to be for the best. So
it will happen eventually. Like it's only a matter
100%.
of time before shows come back. I mean, you see what's happening in the States, in Australia, and like the UK.
When Cape Town has a venue, you know.
Yeah.
Then
Well, that's crazy. I mean, to think that you guys even haven't even played a show yet.
No, I know.
That's crazy. I mean,
gets-
we haven't actually even practiced as a band.
We haven't even been in the same
We've
room,
never-
like jamming.
so it's basically like a studio
We're an
project.
internet
until you
band.
play live.
We're a studio
Yeah,
band. Yeah.
nice. No, but I mean, listen, if you are able to still currently do that and keep the passion going in this environment, then more power to you. Because I mean, for me, I've just constantly had built-in excuses, and only recently I've restrung a couple of guitars, and I have one sitting for when I sit and watch TV, so just to noodle on. And then I've, you know, finally got myself a decent setup to actually pick up a guitar and make music and practice and stuff. So I mean, if that's a personal battle, it's kind of cool that you guys are surrounding yourselves with your bandmates and stuff, sending stuff on and creating that hype of let's keep this going, let's make new music every day.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what's also pretty cool is that obviously now that we've got this record deal and now that we're writing music, it's like we're not going to go anywhere, you know. Like once things start opening up, it's going to be like the gun is loaded, you know. Like we're
I'm going fucking crazy here, boys. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Easy now.
I want to
easy
play a
now.
show.
Sorry.
It'll happen.
It'll happen. I got my
Gee,
second vaccine.
where is your
in
beer,
60
dude?
days.
Come on.
Yo, where's
My
the beer?
beer. I've got a little. My beer or my beard?
Your beer. Where's your alcohol?
It's right here.
Okay, there it is. You're hiding it.
Nice.
Mm.
Yeah. I reckon we should get a
But,
beer just now.
We should get a beer. Yeah. I can't
You
say
should
no
get
to
a
it.
beer.
I've got no
Absolutely.
beers whatsoever.
Don't make your problems mine, bro.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, beer of the week. I mean, that's still to come this week. I don't know. I think that's what we're doing.
Yep.
But yeah, dudes. So in terms of the like, I know you mentioned a little thing like an album. Anything that you can talk about? I know there's a bunch of NDAs flowing around here. We can't talk about much. No, I'm just kidding. Is there anything that's
I think we can say there will be an album.
Yeah, there's going to be a Dream Demon album. There's a collection of songs that are being worked on right now. I feel really good about the stuff that we're writing now. I think like what's interesting to see is that there's kind of an improvement over time, especially when myself and Luke moved in together. The music like slowly got better and better, because the thing is like I started listening to him like actually mixing things, and he started to listen to me like actually writing things. So the more we understand each other's like process, the more we can accommodate for it. And then like he'll give me kind of ideas, I'll give him ideas, and just the back and forth has, you know, helped me grow a bit as a songwriter. And just we definitely honing in on like a sound for the band. I think we like with the first few singles we knew kind of what we wanted to do, but like each single had its own like kind of thing. But now we're definitely like, when I write something and Luke's like, that's for Dream Demon, right? Like we know when the demo is like for
usually
Dream
when I say that, that's when it's like, that sounds like a banger. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's for Dream Demon. Because like
all my good demos.
Jesse, literally, I cannot like overstate this. He shits music. Like this man writes so much stuff, and it's great. Like he writes all kinds of stuff as well, like EDM, rave, like really lo-fi stuff as well. You're a creative guy, and like it's awesome to work with Jesse, and that's why I'm so keen to be like in two bands, is because I mean these guys, they have so much passion, and the drive is there. It's just a moving train. So yeah, it's
Just
sometimes it's
get
nice
on board
to
the
sit
train.
back.
Just get
on
board
that
the
train.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
Yeah, choo choo. If only, geez, if only things were, if we could play, you know, I mean, I guess there's some cool stuff happening with the Save Our Stages and stuff like that right now. But in terms of like a venue hosting like a metal show, it's just, you know, it's not just not going to happen.
I
But went
to a show a little while ago. Marine, you know Marine, Tyler Duggan and all those. They played a show in Stellenbosch. I can't remember the Daisy Jones.
Yeah,
really cool venue.
I went there too.
Really cool,
really
venue.
Awesome venue.
Like the stage looks like a Metal for Africa type vibe.
Like
oh wow,
very
awesome.
Cool. And they're doing shows. I don't know if they would do metal.
Isn't that what where stage Save Your Stages?
So I was gonna say, I think that they actually did it at that venue. That's what makes it.
Yeah. Very cool venue. When I went to see, it was like the first time I'd seen a band play in like over a year. And also Marine, the way that they go about their shows is like, it's always like
they make it a spectacle.
They make it a show, you know, like exactly. Yes. So it was that was very cool. And just seeing like a cool stage that I hadn't seen before, I was like, oh, this is really cool. I don't know if they'll do metal bands, but
I think you can book the place. Like it's they'll take money. So
okay.
That's the question. Like, is there money?
Luke's sealing deals right here, bro.
I wonder if they do the same thing as the Assembly, which was like a massive fee of like $5,000 to have a show there before.
It's probably
I mean, Assembly was a live venue. Hey, I mean, it was purely made for live events that people could hire out for their for whatever they were promoting. I didn't know that until very late in the game.
Yeah.
Shit. I mean, how amazing would it be to play a show? I mean, anytime soon. It would be insane.
I'm too keen.
It's crazy.
I don't even know what it feels like anymore.
No,
yeah, for sure. And you guys have had the virus. So you guys were lucky enough to come out unscathed, and now you got them antibodies.
Yeah.
I got the antibodies now. I'm superhuman.
In our vaccines.
We're still probably going to get jabbed. Well, I mean, we are getting jabbed.
Yeah.
We mentioned it in the beginning, but
yeah. It's amazing how so many people are against it. I mean, I don't want to get into this whole anti-vax conversation.
Don't even.
But but listen, I mean, I've been reading some strange shit online.
I've seen a lot of strange things as well.
Yeah. Turning the frogs gay.
You know, actually, on this whole just try and spend a little bit less time on social media. That's a good piece of advice for like everyone. I think
Dude,
that's
this was the funniest thing. This chick at work kept asking me like, "How are you feeling after the jab since you've had it?" And I was like, "I'm fine." It's like my girlfriend's had it, she's fine. My parents had it, she's fine. And then she's like, "Oh, I've heard stories that you feel bad and whatnot." It's like, "Oh, go, you be okay." It's 5 days later, she's still sick. So I'm like, "Oh shit."
Oh shit! You do get the 1 in 100,000.
Clearly one of those that got sick from the jab. But,
That's crazy. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also heard of like the side effects for some people, like, but it's usually just a one night thing. It's not, but 5 days, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, it's 5 to 6 days now, apparently. Sometimes you can get up to 10 days.
Just now I get an email from YouTube. You're spreading
COVID
misinformation.
Kind regards, Susan.
You'll get a personalized email from Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates. Just watch it.
Well, listen, I've been trying my best to Art and I are doing the show remotely. I mean, how long have we been doing that? Almost over a month now.
It's about a month and a half at the moment.
Yeah, and it's just not the same. And we just want to get them second jabs, and then we are off to the races.
I've been watching though, and you guys have kept the vibes going. Like
every week, baby.
Yeah, man.
Every week.
Even though you haven't been there in person, it's felt like it.
Well, you got to thank Mr. Pereira for that. He's been the fire that's been keeping me.
I've been impressed,
out of my chair,
because it's not easy doing this stuff.
It's a lot of fun at the same time. If you like you say, if you find the right teammate, anything is possible. So we're rocking and rolling, baby. While you're at it, the listeners on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, wherever you are, hit a subscribe to Papa G's House. Check us out on @Papa G's House. Everywhere else, we got Dream Demon in the house. We got Luke Edwards, and we have Jesse Kuhn talking everything Dream Demon. And dudes, it's been super cool having you on the show. So, like I said before, we went on air to say, hey man, it's nice to break in the interviews again with some guys that I've met in the past, and like you, Lukey. Jeez, man, it's been 8 years since I've met you.
Yeah, man, it's been a while.
It's
been crazy, man.
Now, other bands aside, I mean, Dream Demon aside, what's happening with As Time Divides? And the same goes for Truth, not Truth in His Burning. Treehouse Burning. Treehouse Burning.
Imagine. As Time Divides.
Henceforth, I'll just call it ATD because it's just shorter. But with them, I guess we've just been like in a permanent writing stage. Like just whenever we're feeling creative, just getting the riffs down, sharing it with each other. Like we're not on a hiatus. I guess it's more of just like a writing break. So that's kind of what's been happening.
Like pretty much the rest of the world as well. Everybody's just chilling, writing, and waiting for things to open up. And Treehouse Burning, dude. You guys came out of the gates fast, dude. It was amazing.
Yeah, we the latest single that came out in I think it was January this year or February. It's done crazy stuff, like numbers wise on Spotify. I think it's 160,000 streams now.
Wow.
So like our biggest song by far. But we also we've had like an interesting past sort of year with some like member changes and just lots of things happening in people's personal lives and stuff like that. So there's going to be more music, like definitely. We've actually written a song or two that's like 90% there, just needs some recording and stuff like that. So
just needs Nathan.
Just needs Nathan to scream on that screen.
That boy.
But more Treehouse Burning is going to happen. But I could kind of say similar to what he said about ATD. We're not, it's not like a train that's going at max speed. But that last song, definitely just the way that it performed, and Treehouse Burning isn't going to end after that. Like, there's no way. So
I won't allow you guys to end after that.
It's actually interesting. I was shocked at how much money the song made us back. Like it was ROI positive. Like we've never really gotten like real money from doing music and stuff. But that song, like, I won't like go into specific numbers, but I was like, oh my goodness, you can actually if you do like a song every month and you promote it properly and like there's potential for like stuff to happen.
There's a reason why they're record labels. I mean, like people like they're still making money even though there's no CD sales anymore. I mean, like subscription based streaming is now overtaken. I saw a stat. It's made more money than CDs has in like 15 years or something.
I think a lot of it is.
Did you go through a distribution like a label, or
I just used the DistroKid thing? But what's interesting to look at is so Spotify pays like nothing. Like Spotify doesn't really pay you much. Apple Music is pretty good with the payment, but it's actually YouTube. Interestingly enough, when you get ads placed on your YouTube upload, that's where like a decent amount will come in, like relative to the amount of actual like plays and streams you get. And then I suppose like the thing is off the back of that, doing merch, all of that stuff. But again, if you've got a team of people behind you, if you have everyone who has their dedicated job and like doing something, you can see how these like record labels actually make.
Doesn't Apple Music also like sell songs? Like you can buy a song.
Well, what will happen with Apple is
I've never found that. I mean, I've always found that quite weird. Like,
yeah,
I think if people want to support the band, like after listening to it on Apple Music, they can go and buy it on iTunes. And so there is that. Like you can't really do that on Spotify. I mean, you'd have to like. There's no real.
And it's the most popular platform. Am I right?
No, 100% by far. They have the market like. By the balls.
I wonder what having a YouTube premium account does to revenue from YouTube.
Well, I mean, you're paying a decent amount to subscribe, and I'm sure that all adds up for all the people
$86 a month or something like that. That's what I'm paying for.
I'm considering it because these double ads, you know.
I've got premium.
Oh yeah, I know. Jeez, I've converted.
I can't do it anymore.
I've been on premium for like 2 years already.
My brother was like, use this ad blocker. And I said, I got the best YouTube ad blocker, premium.
Yes, YouTube premium.
Yeah.
Dude, no, and it's seamless. Like if you're watching a specific channel and you want to like binge watch. It's seamless integration to the next episode. It's like Netflix. Yeah. It's like, it's definitely. And you don't want this like, you got to wait 15 seconds to skip ad.
Yeah. I've been using ad blockers for a while, but every once in a while, like I don't know how it works, whatever the algorithm is and the technology and software, they're just, okay, now suddenly the ad blocker doesn't work. And then it's like, okay, how many times
they get smart, dude.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It's finally gone to that point where everything is just solely. I mean, finally. I mean, it's been like that for quite some time, where everything's just solely digital. Like, not even like there was a year or two ago where guys were still like printing CDs, right? But now nobody's doing any sort of physical unless it's like a novelty vinyl or anything like that.
Vinyl is still like thriving. In fact, like some people are getting into that.
Vinyl's actually had like an uptick almost. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, also shout out. What's the new vinyl shop that Sit the Folk Down are doing? I think it's Empire Records. No, I really do think it is, but it's in a specific, no trademark. I don't know.
Are we going to do vinyl?
We probably should.
Vinyl's a whole kettle of fish because like you need a master for vinyl. There's like a whole.
No, here goes Luke's head like ding ding ding. Now I have to do all this extra
Funny story. Jason from Taxi Violence, when he was back from Germany, he asked me, he's like, do you want any vinyls? Because Taxi Violence did a whole bunch of vinyl pressings of their last 2 albums. They spent like loads of cash getting them made, and they got like 2 boxes full of them still. So it's like,
nice.
Bro, have you seen how vinyl is made? It's like insane.
I haven't.
I did a little.
Sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, I watched a full-on. So like, obviously, there's your imprint, and then they just chuck it through, press it, chuck.
Do they just chuck it?
Yeah, they just chuck it. What? It's just it's like. Yeah.
Cut thing is, I've got like a bunch of bands on CD that I want to close the collection, but then they decided to release new stuff and they're not releasing on CD. So I've got like all the Deftones except for the last one. I've got all the Tool except for the last one. I've got all the Faith No More except for the last one.
Jesse's got quite a collection.
Do you know what you do?
Have quite a few CDs.
Do you know what you do then? You download the HD cover.
You print it out.
Yes.
Like the old days, bro.
Yo, remember
Like the
that.
old days,
Ghetto.
when you took back your 6 front loader CD player.
Yeah.
Yo,
Get that back in fashion.
Or yeah, no,
That's
or
Walkmans.
you were even more cool if you had the CD front back loader in the front or the back. Or was it that shuttle when they
Yes.
chucked it in the boot and you
Yeah,
had to
my
load the CD?
Bose
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
that's
I
I
know
don't-
what
wasn't explaining myself well, but like,
Nah, you sucked at it.
It's a hard thing to explain, like, especially for today's crowd. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
all the
especially
gens.
if you had front loaders for the front, and then you had front loaders, back front loaders, bro.
Why are you putting beer coasters in your car? It makes no sense.
Yeah, jeez, man. Why is there a telephone under my armrest?
Art is just casually practicing paradiddles there.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
one.
I always
That-
try and do something while
that's
you
what
guys
he
are
does.
flapping gums about God knows what.
Yeah, and then I mean, look at it, and he's trying to be cool with the traditional grip as well.
That's
Yeah, he's
because
doing a bit of the jazz.
otherwise I look like a bit,
Yeah.
Like an egg.
Yeah, man. But guys, dudes, it's so cool to know that you guys are actively putting putting your minds to the music, and you guys are living together, making it work. And dudes, I mean, I'm impressed, Lukey. You finally did it, my man, and it's going well.
I really do appreciate that. Yeah, music is just such a big thing for me. It's I don't know honestly what any of us would do without music. I think it's safe to say, like,
Yeah.
it's such a big thing in our lives, and it gets us through a lot of the tough times. I think that's why it's been thriving still despite this pandemic, is because we've needed it to get through it.
Well, yeah, music is like a language that everyone just kind of gets. You know, you don't need to know the words or anything. You just, where there's a melody, it's like there's an emotion and there's a feeling behind it. So it's something that everyone can connect to and express and share with people. So it's like, yeah, I think I need music, you know.
It's food.
Without
It's food
music,
for the
I'm
soul.
done.
It's food for the soul for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm trying to get myself back into getting behind the guitar for half an hour a day, if that. It's slowly, getting better. I wrote a little reggae song today. It's not really the type of music I want to be
Yama.
writing right now. I want to write some. I mean, I've got
Some
my
slappers.
LTD all sorted out, restrung, fresh
Nice.
strings. Drop C is my favorite tuning, so I want to write.
Oh,
some
yeah.
chunky-
And the
some
tuning
chunky-
stability on that LTD is nice for drop C.
Love it, absolutely
We've,
love it. So
We've gone down to double drop D on a song for a breakdown. Double drop D. It sounds like basically a black hole. Like, yeah,
It just swallows all light.
yeah.
Why did
But
you
Luke
Well, I
has the
mean,
Kemper.
did you have to
and-
use like a pitch shifter for that? I'm sure the
Yeah,
strings
Yeah.
were
no, we're going to
blah, blah,
record
blah.
it with a pitch shifter, but we both have the baritone Ibanez guitars.
Yeah,
and
this
then,
one behind him, yeah.
And then Luke obviously has the Kemper, so the pitch thing on there sounds really good, and the tones are just, it sounds meaty.
But that song, it's in C sharp, isn't it?
It's in A, but there's the root notes of the song.
Oh,
isn't-
right.
Yeah, there's like a weird like writing
But I think there is a song that we're going to do in C sharp.
double drop C sharp.
No, in like
Double drop C.
not double drop.
Well,
Like the Linkin Park tuning.
Oh, C sharp. Yeah, see, the thing is, like, we have so many different tunings that we're experimenting with now. There's songs in G sharp, in G, in A sharp,
Yeah,
C
yeah.
sharp, double drop D. Like, it's
We
all
try
over
a
the
lot
place.
of tunings because
I don't envy you when you've got to play live, when you got to
Yeah.
take like 10 guitars.
Oh, we'll just
to
have
a fucking
Kempers.
gig.
We'll
Just Kemper,
a
bro.
Kemper.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Crazy.
next song.
Just
This
press
next
the button.
song is called
Automate. Like everybody's going to have laptops on
This-
stage.
it's already happening. Yeah.
This
Oh,
next
my
song is
word.
called Preset 253A.
Yes.
Why don't you guys just clap
Okay.
a mic on a double bass and just pluck it with a pick and get
Yeah.
that low note?
That's where it's going.
That's
I
crazy.
prefer
man.
going on stage with like a telephone cable and just like slapping that.
Yeah,
No,
basically.
listen,
Or like boiled spaghetti.
well, the one cable I saw you playing one at Mercury, it looked like a telephone cable, one of those.
Oh, yeah, yes, yeah.
And you were also playing with a laptop and
Yep.
a sound
Laptop
card.
audio interface and just
Jeez.
send a line out to the desk.
What bass tone were you using for live?
Pod farm.
Oh, of course, Pod Farm.
Wow, Pod Farm.
That's still, you can get good tones.
I'm pretty proud of the tone I made on that boy.
No, it's still a good program.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I never really took to all that. I was like, does it sound all right? Yes. And then I can play it.
It takes
I
a
was
lot of tinkering on
You have to
Podfarm.
spend time,
Yeah, yeah. Any production secrets you want to share on the show tonight?
With Podfarm or like in general?
No. With anything that you picked up, anything that you're using at the moment that you recommend to anybody else listening.
Oh, there's this
or we
Epsom.
don't give out trade secrets.
No, we give it out for free.
Give it out, yeah, man. You got people who look up to you, man.
If you're into guitar amps, G, you must actually try the Neural DSP Omega Granifier or Granifier.
Okay.
So good.
It's the
best.
It's my favorite amp I've ever heard. It literally sounds like a real amp.
Now, the Neural DSP guys have really been making didn't they recently release the archetype Gojira as well?
Yeah.
Well, now there's the archetype Tim
Henson from Polyphia. He's also got
they did one for Corey Wong from Wolfpack, or the Fearless Flyers or whatever band that like specific like for, he plays the Stratocaster, and then they've got the archetype Pliny.
The Pliny is great. I love the Pliny.
Ola England uses a lot of the Neural DSP stuff for his recordings on the beginning of Sunday with Ola. Some of them blow my mind because they're just so fat.
Yeah, he's really good at crafting those tones.
He's also he's an incredible guitar player. I mean, the amount of time he probably spends every day just like smashing that guitar.
Yeah,
he just riffs, bro.
And it's also it's weird. It's like the plugins are now getting to the point where if you really want a good amp, you could go just pay the same for a really good plugin. They're getting quite expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, they are quite expensive. I don't even know how much they are.
I think the Omega is like between $60 and $100
or something.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
Honestly, though, like I still think that real amps, they haven't been beaten yet. Like a really well recorded tube amp just sounds amazing. But for ease of use, like when you're tracking and stuff, amp-sims are great. Like the Granifier I would use on a finished like record, no problems. I don't think anyone could actually tell the difference at this point.
Yeah.
But there's something that real amps do give. It's just like this lower
the pushing of air.
Yeah.
I've we actually spoke, obviously, like with the new music that we're recording, where it's going to be, a lot of it's going to be digital electronic stuff, but I've pitched to Luke and he's agreed with me that after we do an album or whatever, I want to do a song with Dream Demon where we do full analog stuff. So record a bass amp, record guitar amp, record Dan playing the drums.
Oh, how novel.
Get like a full, novel.
How novel.
For me, that's like way out of the picture. I'm like, what, recording like
when he asked
stuff?
me that, I was kind of taken aback. I was like,
but
Jesse, are you okay?
But for me, like as I've like watched like Luke and Nathan like mixing and stuff, I actually understand now there's something about like the physicality of playing a guitar and the physicality of like an amp and drums, and there's something that a computer can only like 95% replicate.
It's
it can
just
sound
energy.
really good, but there's an energy there that you can't actually.
There's a push and
computers
pull.
haven't been able to do it yet. So I just want to.
I would say more 75% than 95. I think you're giving it too much credit. But that's just me.
Luke, what do you think?
Controversial Chachi over there.
What do you think?
What do I think?
I'll trust Luke's take on this because he does the engineering.
What is the question?
How close are amps and digital gear to? Is it 75% to analog? Is it 95%?
Well, it depends. Like the Omega is really close. If you use IRs with it, it gets really close.
Like, do you think,
and for the people listening, that's impulse response.
if you A/B a mix, if you take a band who recorded on a live amp and then recorded on an Omega as an example, and you A/B the mix, do you think that people could tell the difference?
In a true blind test, I don't think people could, honestly.
I don't think so either.
But with drums, you can tell the difference.
Yeah, drums. That's one thing. Drums are.
I'll give my
Jesus.
input there. It's interesting because you're looking at it from a purely a musician's point of view. So
Yeah, true.
yes,
That's
you're
true.
absolutely right. You're 100% correct. The average ear wouldn't hear. the difference. But if
A trained
you,
ear,
yeah, exactly. There is that's where art, I think, is coming from in terms of the 75%. It's because he's accustomed to and
There's
knows
just-
and has
just
played in his
something.
43 years.
There's just something to the real shit that the digital will never get. There's just
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
No,
do
but-
agree with you. I do agree with you.
All of us old heads will always say the same. But then again, I'm not really there. Remember, Lukey, I didn't know my ass from my elbow when you met me. I was like, "What's this?" I was playing a line.
What
I
are
was
all
playing
these
a line.
plugins?
it's
Yeah,
all
I
in
was-
my humble but correct opinion. So it's fine.
Yeah, I was playing a line 6 spider. Remember?
Yeah.
Spider
That's a
Four.
And I was like, "Yo, this is the sickest
It's a
tone
nice,
ever."
it's a nice
And then-
practice amp, dude. It's not too bad.
Oh, wow.
Nice practice,
Yeah, but then the guys were like,
Okay.
listen, bro, I think you need something different. Then we started looking laney. So, I mean, I thank everybody. I mean, because Luke, you weren't really all that into tones at that particular stage yourself, were you?
No, not really.
You had done recordings and stuff, but like, not even Nathan at the time was really interested in choosing specific tones.
I think
And
he
then-
still isn't interested in that.
Yeah.
Nathan's
Nathan
an
thinks
artist,
so.
although like now, like
He has
Nathan-
got into production now. He's like sending me clips of new songs he's
He's a
written.
brilliant.
Yeah,
He's
Nathan
he's a
Dixon
brilliant
has really stepped it up.
songwriter.
Like with
Amazing.
I mean, he's always been a good writer. He's a very, very creative person. I think the tinkering with tones has just never been his strong suit. He's always sort of like needed help with that. But then once he has that tone, he's stoked. He just starts noodling. I mean, you've seen the guy. Like he doesn't stop.
Well, I mean, if it sounds somewhat tasteful, I mean, he won't. That's someone like me. It's like, oh, that sounds great. I put a specific effect on it. Sounds good. I won't go to the specifics of taking certain hertz away
Turning
from
Yeah,
certain
yeah, yeah.
areas, like
on the corner of the
yeah,
screen.
exactly, like
Yeah.
where some people. Oh, I mean, basically,
I love that shit.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
exactly.
love engineering stuff and like forcing it to sound how I want in my mind, kind of thing. But like, I understand, like Jesse's the same as well in terms of like in terms of creativity. Like you guys are artists. Like you want to paint. You don't want to think about okay, what pigments do I get? And
Do
like
I need to take some of the little things out the paintbrush, and what about the color of this, and what about that?
Do you know what a good way to equate it to? A good metaphor? I don't know.
yeah,
If you look at a designer that sends their artwork to DTP, DTP is the finished artwork. Like you send your design to DTP and DTP cleans it up and
Yeah.
puts it out to the world. Am I right, Art?
Everyone has their like everyone has their part to play. Like
Yeah.
well, that's true.
Okay.
Like, I mean, recordings raw, they just sound garbage. I mean, like, you give me some raw drums and raw DI, like guitar tones, it doesn't sound like anything music related. But then I guess that's where, like you say, DTP or like I come in and I put it all together and make it sound good.
yeah.
Jeez, man. I can imagine you saying, "Don't fucking send me garbage."
Yeah, I'll send that stuff straight back.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually,
How do you expect me to work with this?
It's just garbage.
Nonsense, I tell you. But dudes, it's been so cool having you on the show. I'm super excited to see what's going to be happening with Dream Demon. Also very hopeful to see some new stuff on either side in terms of As Time Divides and Treehouse Burning. Thank you for easing me back into the interviews, guys. I mean, this has been awesome. I mean, I could go for days, but I
For me, this hasn't been an interview. It's just been like a chat.
conversation.
well, I mean,
like it.
that's how I like, but people call them interviews. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm a sucker
we
to
make it fashionable, We
Yes, absolutely.
commodify it.
No,
Yeah,
but it's been awesome. Thanks
great,
for having
man.
us, man. And fun fact, actually, the solo podcast that you and I did
Mhm.
is pretty much, I think it's to the day. It's a year ago that we did it.
Oh wow, are you serious?
Yeah, I looked at it
That's
now
crazy.
recently, and it was like it was very close to this day.
Time flies.
Well, hey, listen. Well, at least we both going a year later.
Yeah, man.
That's cool. I mean, that's
Going strong.
that also always puts a little bit of fire in my belly. To know that a year ago we were chatting on the same platform. I'm still keeping this going. And and we've got a producer now, bro. What even?
Yeah, no, like,
This guy.
fuck.
And it's been excellent. He practices paradiddles during the show. He makes me drink a beer every week. Yeah, it's a match made in heaven, man.
I'm honestly so glad that you're keeping this going, man, because that is the thing, is just consistency. You have to keep doing it. Like with any like craft, you just, as soon as you give up, that's it, man. Yeah.
Consistency that's it.
I'm going to give you a random piece of information. It may mean something to you, may not mean anything, but I follow a guy named Michael Bisping, and he came from a very small town in England called Clitheroe, and he always got into a bit of trouble. Very small town. He was known as the brawler around town, etc., etc. He applied for a reality show in America. He got it from entering into some sanctioned fights in the UK. He became one of the best and all-round fighters in the UFC. To this day, it became world champion and stuff, and he wrote a book. And that's the motto that I've been living by to this date since that book came out. And the title of the book is Quitters Never Win.
Yeah.
It's such a simple thing, but it's so true, man. Quitters never win.
Don't quit.
So basically,
Howard,
don't ever give up. Mr. Howard.
No,
I
so-
had to slip it in there.
So if you started smoking, don't quit then. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on what context you look
Wah,
at it.
wah,
You look at it. Yeah.
Devil's
But I
advocate.
mean, at the end of the day, if you stop doing whatever you're doing, you never know what's going to happen. And I don't like living in a what if kind of world, and I'm sure you guys don't like to either. And this
No.
hasn't turned into a motivational speaking podcast, but it's been great to have you guys on. I'm so excited to see what's happening. The last thing I want to chat about is I see you guys got a little bit of acoustic treatment and all that kind of stuff. Have you like kitted yourself out a studio and all that, or is it a work in progress? Tell me what's happening, because I'm sure. I mean, you guys started saying let's live together, and I'm sure you must have some sort of neutral like studio station.
Yeah. So these panels you see on the wall, they were in my room at my parents' house. So I've just kind of moved them here and placed them on the wall. My desk is the one that you're seeing, looking at us from right now. Jesse's is here on the left. So we're literally like right next to each other, which is cool. And this is our studio. It's a working in progress.
Room in the house.
Yeah.
Nice.
We just took it and we were like, this is the music room now. This is where the music happens. So we're
Sweet.
kitting it
And
out.
I also look forward to that invite.
Let us know when you
but
get that second.
yeah, dude, 16 days, bro. I can't wait. 16 days, a little 2-week little waiting for it to kick in. And then dude, I think I've been the most diligent human being for the last 18 months.
You have.
And after
I haven't seen your face like forever.
Yeah, bro, I've been keeping it tidy. I mean, look, Art lives 2 seconds down the road. We could be in the room together, but we took a decision to say, let's wait for our second vax. So when we see each other, you
can hug it out.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're just giving that last little stretch. Wait till we both double vax to make it extra safe for us to be in the room together. And I expect fireworks. soon.
Fluids will
Soon,
be
because
exchanged.
You know what? We're getting a little bit little bit looser in these podcasts now that we're doing it more regularly, and it starts off a little bit nerve-wracking, but then we start flowing, and who knows what's going to be said. We've had a couple of emails from YouTube. Just kidding, but anyway, dudes, Luke. It's always good to see your face. Jesse, I think the first time I met you was at We Came to Build, right?
Yes, that sounds right. Yeah.
And
that's a throwback.
Yeah,
I can
super
confirm
throwback.
that.
You were blonde. Yeah,
Yes.
Blonde boy.
A beautiful
Had a
lady
few
on
different-
your arm. I hope that is still the case.
There's been a few.
It's been a few.
Jeez.
No.
You've been making too much money on Spotify, son. Jeez.
Yeah, he's rolling in the
Spotify
cash and the
doesn't
ladies
keep
and
down.
everything. Man. It's got it going.
No, for sure. No, that's great, man. Also,
Booty tap.
I would be remiss to say send my regards to Joel Send my regards to the other guys in the band. Tell me, who's the current lineup of Dream Demon? While we get it's Dane, right?
Dane, myself,
You-
Luke, and Joel.
Lukey and Joel. Okay, awesome.
4 of us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice one. That's awesome. And to Nathan and all those other dudes, send my regards. And dudes, this has been a great episode. I don't know where to go from here, but I think we got it. It's been great.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
It's been cool.
All
Very
right.
nice to
So
chat again, Gareth.
it's been awesome, and I can't wait to do it again. Sorry, it's been a little bit different. Me getting used to this whole pre-recorded thing as opposed to going live. It's always an evolving process. But until next time, dudes, I can't wait to chat to you again. From myself and Art, this is Papa G's house. Until then, we say peace.
I don't wanna go anywhere else. I wanna go to Papa Jesus. Yeah, that's where we're going.